Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yani and today we're going to be doing the rapid fire book tag. So basically what this tag is a bunch of questions that honestly I wrote down a couple weeks ago, so I don't even remember what they are. And all I have to do is find a book that corresponds to the question. And I thought that this would be a really good moment to do it because I actually have to run off somewhere very soon. So I have limited time to make this video, which just adds a lot more pressure and it really fuels what we got going on here. So I'm going to be reading the questions from a notebook, BRB. So I am reading these questions from this notebook. I just wrote it down. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks, and we're going to be choosing answers from my shelves, which I actually will get to open for the first time in these videos. So let's just go ahead and get started because like I said, I am in a time crunch. So first question, the oldest book on your shelf. I don't know if that means oldest, like the longest I've had it or oldest written. I'm going to just go with the one I've had the longest because that is probably a lot quicker than trying to read individual publishing dates. So longest slash oldest book on my shelf. Oldest book on my shelf. No, I'm thinking back. I'm really thinking back. I feel like I really started my book collection in more recent years because up until this point, I churned through books in the sense of like, I got it, I read it, and most likely I got rid of it. I wasn't a book collector. I was just a reader and I used a lot from the library. And I'm only really now starting to build like my life's library. So I'm not even entirely sure which book that I have had the longest. I'm totally missing the point of the rapid fire. Okay, so I'm just gonna go with The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, which is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I read this maybe when I was like 13. So I'm gonna go ahead and classify this as the book I've had longest on my shelf. Please do not look at my shelves. Okay, they are not aesthetic. They are so full. I'm actually thinking about getting another one, and then those will be super cute and organized. But for now, do not look at the order, especially down there, which thankfully I don't think you can see. Okay. Question number 2, latest book purchase. The latest book purchase is a book that's actually not on my shelf. It's Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, and I have a reading vlog up where I bring you guys through my experience with reading that, so please check that out if you're interested. But it's just Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which is about two brothers who are grieving the loss of their father and just having interesting, intimate relationships with the women in their lives in the context of that grief. It's not too heavy. I really recommend it, and definitely check out the reading blog if you want to hear more of my thoughts about it. Question number 3, most expensive book on my shelf. Most expensive. Probably, and I'm not gonna take it out, the illustrated Harry Potters. I think those are maybe 40 USD. That's probably the most expensive book on my shelf. I also have, I don't know if you can really see it, and I would hate to have to bring out the whole series, but I'll bring out 2 books. I have these editions of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and these are just 2 of the books, but it creates like a mountain range, and these are super pretty, and these were actually quite expensive because it was for a series. So I would consider that the most expensive as well because you know factor in the cost of the books too. On the contrary, most inexpensive book. I have a few books that I have got for free. Most recently, I have this book, Ella Menalpia, which is an epistolary novel, which means it was written in letters. And I got this from one of those little libraries where you leave and take books. And so, yeah, it was free there for the most inexpensive. I don't really know what this is about. Ella Minot is a girl living happily on the fictional island off the coast of South Carolina. Now she finds herself acting to save her friends, family, and fellow citizens from the encroaching totalitarianism of the island's council, which has banned the use of certain letters. Interesting. Interesting. So something to do with censorship and courage at a young age. Most inexpensive. The prettiest book on my shelf. The prettiest. There's some really beautiful covers. And I don't want to talk about the same books all the time. If I had to say the prettiest book on my shelf, clearly I'm not good at choosing. I'm the kind of person that if you ask me what my favorite color is, I'll go on a rant about how I love all the colors. I have a really hard time like choosing just one thing. Prettiest book. I'm actually going to go with something that might be unconventional, and I'm gonna go with The Book Thief. And this particular cover is the cover that they have in Australia, and you can see that it has the symbol, like it has death, the Grim Reaper, and it has our main character dancing. And I think this is really cool and unique in the context of both the book and just as far as covers go in general. I don't really see covers like this. So I would probably give it the most beautiful, especially when you've read the book, which you haven't, you should, because it's one of the better written books for sure. And it's really good. The Book Thief for prettiest book. Okay. Okay. The ugliest. I'll probably have an easier time finding the ugliest because there are some ugly covers out there. An ugly cover. See, I like to find pretty covers. I've seen ugly covers, but do I own ugly covers? I'm actually, yeah, let me move this too. There's some back there. I'm actually gonna go with this book, which is White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And I'm choosing this as the ugliest cover because it is kind of plain and kind of basic and kind of boring, especially compared to other covers. So ugliest cover, White Nights by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I've seen nicer editions, and it's minimalistic, which I can appreciate, but not pretty by any means. Okay, shortest. I actually know this one. I actually know the shortest book I have, and it's just a matter of finding it because it's so skinny. Okay, I'm taking way too long for this to be the rapid fire book tag. I'll just tell you what it is. The book that I was searching for is called The Young Man. I forget by whom it's by, but it won the Nobel Prize in Literature. And it's just about an older woman having an affair with a younger man. And I believe it's a total of like 20 pages, which is crazy when you think about the fact that it won an award, a Nobel Prize for being 20 pages. Dang it, I really wanted to show you. There was a rapid fire response, just not a rapid fire finding a book on bookshelf. Um, I found it. Doubted me. Doubted I would find it. I found it. Super short. Super short. Definitely the kind of book that you read in one sitting. Nobel Prize 2022. I don't even know where I put that from. There you go. Stuff. It's just not organized. There's not even a point. It's just like where it fits at this point. Okay. Longest book on my shelf. I'm not gonna take it out. The Prior of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, which if you watch videos, you've probably definitely heard of it. It's about this princess who is a religious symbol and a girl who's on the opposite side of the religion, and she's on the cover and they have an affair. Honestly, I didn't love it. I did not love it, but I read it and it's huge. It's huge. So, okay. Currently reading Intermezzo, which is over there on my nightstand, but I will insert a picture if I can figure out how to do that. What is a book you're hoping to read next? This one. The Poisonwood Bible by Barbara Kingslover. This is about a family, and one of the family, what the head of the family, the man, he is a priest, and they go to Africa to preach the Bible. They're evangelical Baptist, and they go to the Belgian Congo in 1959 specifically. I feel like the time period is important. And according to this, what follows is a suspenseful epic of one family's tragic undoing. That sounds good to me. I really want to read this. I'm very, very intrigued, and it's most likely what I will be reading next after I finish it. An underhyped book. There's tons of underhyped books. So there's a series in particular, the Poison Study series by Maria V. Schneider. I'm honestly surprised that this book does not get read more often. It's a series that I read in high school. It's just about a poison tester, or it's about a young girl who is in prison and she's going to be executed, but instead of being executed, they give her the option of becoming the poison tester for the king or the commander specifically. And she starts an affair with the commander's, security. I say affair to mean relationship, really. It's not like Alyssa, he's not with someone else. But given that fantasy is so big and romancy, is that what they call it, is so big, I'm surprised that this one doesn't get enough hype. So it's a really good series. There's 3 books in all. It's Poison Study, Magic Study, Fire Study. Super awesome. And quick moment, because when do I ever get to share this opportunity? The second book in the series, Magic Study, actually is signed. It was signed to me in 2017 by the author, and I chased down this copy because I really wanted these editions. These covers are out of print, and I chased this down to a local bookseller who lived in the same town as the author, and she got her to sign it for me and send it to me, and for that I am so grateful, and it's one of my prized possessions as far as books go. Next question and last question. Current top 3 favorites. I'm gonna do this one rapid fire. Because I don't want to take forever. So 3 favorites. I promise I'm gonna do this rapid fire. Just choose 3 favorites. I'm going to choose Cleopatra and Frankenstein, I Who Have Never Known Men, and I'm going to choose something different that you haven't heard me talk about before. Rapid fire. This is officially not rapid fire anymore. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Another book I read in high school and one of my favorite young adult books that I've ever read. I think this is underhyped as well, but it wasn't underhyped on BookTube when it first came out. It had its moment. It just isn't talked about now. But yeah. Okay, so that was the rapid fire book tag. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I feel like that was actually quite hectic and not rapid fire on my part, but thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for not minding my shells. I really hope that you guys will stick around to the next video. Follow me on socials, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.